Would you believe me if I told you that one of the richest men in the world didn't make his money through sheer genius or rare skill, but through patience? Welcome back to our deep dive series on the psychology of money by Morgan Housel. Today, in Chapter 4, Confounding Compounding, we uncover the hidden force that builds empires. Not hustle culture, not innovation, but time. This lesson is not just about money. It's about how we think about success, growth, and even life itself. So grab your notebook and let's explore the quiet miracle that is compounding and how it can change your financial destiny. Let's begin with a simple, powerful truth. Warren Buffett is one of the richest men in the world. His net worth is over $100 billion. But here's something few people talk about. $81.5 billion of that wealth came after his 65th birthday. Even crazier, he started investing at age 10 and he's now in his 90s. That's 80-plus year of compounding. Buffett's secret isn't his investing strategy, it's time. His real skill is not picking the best stocks, it's being consistent and patient for decades. This is where most people get it wrong. They look at the rate of return, not the duration of returns. Someone else might earn a higher return than Buffett, but if they start late or interrupt the process, they won't even come close. Good investing is not necessarily about making good decisions. It's about consistently not screwing up. Your time in the market is often more important than your rate of return. Why don't more people understand this? Because the nature of compounding is counterintuitive. In the beginning, it looks slow, boring, and even frustrating. Let's look at a visual analogy. Imagine doubling 1 rupee every day. Day 1, RS1. Day 5, RS16. Day 10, RS512. Day 20, RS5.2. Lax. Day 30, RS53 plus crores. That's the power of exponential growth. But here's the catch. If you give up after day 10, thinking, this isn't working, you miss the jackpot. Our brains are wired to think linearly, not exponentially. That's why we underestimate the long-term impact of saving small amounts regularly, learning new skills daily, growing healthy habits. If something compounds, if a little growth serves as the fuel for future growth, a small starting base can lead to results so extraordinary they seem to defy logic. Here's a truth most people don't want to hear. Compounding is slow at first. It requires patience, discipline, and time. But in our world of quick wins and viral trends, compounding doesn't feel rewarding. It's boring. It's invisible. It's not shareable. Think about this. Saving $100 every month doesn't feel rich. Reading 10 pages daily doesn't feel smart. Exercising 20 minutes daily doesn't feel powerful. But over years, these tiny habits compound into financial independence, knowledge and insight, health and vitality. Housel writes, "You don't need tremendous force to create tremendous results. You just need to be patient." Lesson: small actions, consistently repeated over long periods, lead to extraordinary results. Here's another important angle. We tend to see only the tip of the iceberg, someone's final result, and we assume they're exceptional or lucky. But we don't see the years and decades of invisible work underneath. Warren Buffett is idolized for his wealth, but people ignore the fact that he began at age 10. He made his first million in his 30s. He stayed consistent until his 90s. Housel gives an example. James Simons, a brilliant mathematician and hedge fund manager, earned double Buffett's returns. But he didn't start investing until later in life and didn't compound as long. So his total wealth is far lower than Buffett's. It's not just about how fast you grow, it's about how long you grow. The earlier you start, the longer you stay, the bigger the reward. Here's where things get even more fascinating. Tiny differences in behavior or mindset, if applied consistently over time, lead to drastically different outcomes. Imagine two investors. One earns 8% annually, another earns 8.5% annually. That's just a 0.5% difference. No big deal, right? Now stretch that over 40 years of compounding. The investor with 8.5% ends up with significantly more wealth, potentially hundreds of thousands or even millions more. That's why compounding is so powerful, but also so dangerous to ignore. If you spend unnecessarily today, interrupt your savings, withdraw early from investments, you lose not just the money, but decades of future growth. As Housel says, a small change in behavior today can have massive effects decades from now. Be aware of the long-term cost of short-term decisions. Morgan Housel extends the idea of compounding beyond finance. This is where the chapter becomes truly profound. Compounding applies to knowledge. Reading a little each day makes you exponentially smarter. Relationships. A kind word, a daily gesture, consistent communication deepens trust. Reputation. Built over years, lost in seconds, but when maintained, it unlocks opportunities. Housel reflects. The most powerful outcomes are delayed. They often come long after the work has been done. If you can learn to delay gratification and trust the process, you unlock compound growth in every area of your life. To drive the point home, here's a story from the book that shocked many readers. Ronald Reed, a janitor in Vermont, lived a simple life. He invested small amounts regularly and lived frugally. When he died in 2014, he left behind $8 million. In contrast, Richard Foscone, a high-earning executive at Merrill Lynch, went bankrupt in the same time period due to overspending and overconfidence. The difference? Not intelligence, not income, just consistent compounding plus financial discipline. So, the magic of Warren Buffett, Ronald Reed, and long-term success doesn't lie in flashy tactics. It lies in starting early, staying consistent, avoiding greed and impatience, letting time do the work. The most powerful tool in investing is time, but time is also the most easily overlooked. If compounding rewards patience, what happens when you're too afraid to take action in the first place? What if fear, risk, and uncertainty stop you before you even begin? In the next video, we'll explore Chapter 5, Getting Wealthy versus Staying Wealthy, where we dive deep into why boldness can make you rich, but humility keeps you rich. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss the next insight that can transform your financial future.